Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend.
Alright, we're doing it. We're watching that Elliewood dance. Do a dance with a sword into the face. Oh, he's got Luna. Oh, he's got Luna. That's no good. It's only a 1% chance to kill him, though. I'm not super worried. I'm not super worry-o sunshine. Oh, that was a terrible pun. Sorry about that. But not super sorry-o. I was hoping for a little crit with that rapier just so I wouldn't run the risk, but it didn't happen, so we'll have Pent shoot that delicious physic juice all the way over to Elliewood. That's his name. Physic. Do it. How much does Pent heal for with a physic staff? Is it a lot? I hope it's a lot. Maximum. Good enough for me. Certainly good enough for you. Because you don't have any standards. I don't know why I'm being rude. Christ. Yeah, no, his speed is sucky. It's the worst. Everyone else gets to run down, though. And that's the rundown. Ha 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 ha. Everybody laughs, everybody has a good time. Don't attack Louise. Don't attack Louise. Just keep running, or whatever the hell you're doing. Hector, you can't get more poisoned, so just smack on that Cavalier. Oh no, you're poisoned. Oh no. Actually, you can be more poisoned, I guess. It just resets the stacks. That's okay, though. It's alright, it's okay. That's a reference to a Jontron. Oh god, that Jonathan Tron, that's another guy who influenced my speech patterns greatly. He's got, while he's on doing Jontron Show and Game Grumps, he was just at such a unique speech pattern that one of my friends found obnoxious, and I was like, fuck you, it's awesome. It's funny to me. I just love it when people fuck with language in that very particular way. Sane, I guess you get to kill this pirate in a single hit with your axe. Smashy smashy in the skull, he's dead. Oh yeah, but yeah, like Chris Straub's a huge influence on my comedic influences. I could have phrased that better, but I didn't. Ryan North, another webcomicer. Penny Arcade, they influenced a lot of me. Let's see. Oh gosh, who else? David Malky. Oh my god, if you want a podcast to listen to where it's just fucking like improvised train of thought, tweet me harder. It's ended by now, but it's very funny if you look for it. It's very strange conversations, and I love it. It's that informed a lot of my my sort of ability to not ability, because I hate saying that I have the ability, because I'm sure if put into that situation I would not. Well, like the sort of rambling and lying and just finding connections between things just to keep telling a bullshit story, like that, Tweet Me Harder was great for that, and I still think it's hilarious. It's super funny. Go look up Tweet Me Harder if you want hours of things to listen to that are just, that if you're not paying attention to, sound sort of rational, but are actually nonsense. They're very good at that. Oh, the thieves run away. Oh well, kind of wanted that experience, and still want to get Nino down here, because she's missing out. Did she throw up, like, all the bridges? Because that's most of the bridges. Dumb. We will shoot Florina back up to Legault, so that we can open those treasure chests sooner rather than later. And we'll have Elliewood start juking back over here with Priscilla. Priscilla Matata. Woof, that was awful, Tim. Don't worry too much about it, Tim. Thanks. We'll have Nino keep running on up. Everybody else gets to sort of either be around her or plug up those little corridors. Back off, Hector. You're no longer wanted here. Lynn, run in there and steal the kill with an iron sword. Chip, 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 chow. Ah, ninja. Ninja warrior. I love it. I love her. Priscilla's too far away to heal with the restore staff, which is a bummer. We'll see what these parats do. These parats. See, Jontron, straight up. It's kind of embarrassing. I'm trying to find my own voice comedically, I suppose. And I mean, arguably it is, because I'm just sort of an amalgamation of everyone who's influenced me, but whatever. It'd be nice to not be so blatantly influenced by other people. And that's something that I feel anxiety about. Wow, incredible. It sucks. Be funny, and you want to be funny because of these other people that were funny, but don't be funny like they were funny. You have to be funny in a new way. But I'm figuring that out on my own, so it's cool. Don't worry about it. Go pick up Legault and ship him over there. In a few turns, you'll get some chests. Everybody else, Lynn, fight some pirates. Yeah, stab him. Stab him right in that. Ooh, that Lynn crit. Jump, 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 jump. Stabbed through the heart. And you're to blame, honestly. It's probably something about giving Love a bad name. Can we rescue her and get Nino to kill that? I don't want to do that because he's Nomad Troopers, actually. So, we'll leave that one there for now, and it'll be fine. Gosh, I keep looking at how many episodes I've done today, and I know they've all been this chapter. The first one today was the fucking one where I went through the cutscenes and prepared for the chapter, but still, goddamn. Hey, another point in strength, Lynn, you're instead of being awful garbage, you're just kind of really mediocre. It's not better though. It's not much better. Yeah, I look over and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this has all been just this chapter. That's so much fucking time. What a fucking nightmare. And so maybe, I was sort of defending this chapter at first, and now I'm kind of maybe it doesn't deserve to be defended that much. It's really long, but at least it's always giving me shit to do. So you know what? It's fine. It's a long chapter, and long isn't necessarily bad. Too long, with gaps of nothing in them, can be bad. But the reinforcements have been fairly consistent, and the bridges have made it somewhat interesting, if choky. And so, you know what? This chapter is still okay in my book. Nino, though, your defense is the worst, actually. I think it's the worst on the team. So, Nino's not perfect. As much as I love her, and I've been ranting and raving about how much I love her, she's not a perfect unit, even when fucking invested heavily into. She's still got that garbage defense, though hopefully she'll grow out of it. Get it? Because she's a growths unit. Ha 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 ha. I put Pent next to fucking Nino instead of Urk. Good thing we've got Ninian, who can solve my fuck-ups for me. Most of the time. Did you like my song? I liked my song. I tend to sing a lot when I'm alone. I'm a former theater kid. I did theater, not child star, but that sounds like a nightmare. I did theater, I did high school theater. But not I was in one show in my senior year. I did a fuck ton of high school theater from my freshman year to my senior year. And that gave me at least the ability to somewhat appreciate musicals and musical theater. And goddamn, I went to see fucking Empire. It's this new musical that had its world debut in fuck off California, where I live. It's not exactly where I live. I live within driving distance, though. And it's terrible. Goddamn. It's about the construction of the Empire State Building during the Great Depression. And holy shit. My friend and I that went to go see it thought it must have been written by a fucking 100-year-old. Because, goddamn, it has, the most rose-colored glasses view of that time period that I have ever seen. Holy shit, it's the Depression and sexism and racism are all present, but they're fine. You don't have to worry about that shit. It's all fine because it's all about building a building to inspire people out of the Depression. Because that's what the Depression would be solved by, is people being happy. And if they'd only be happy and believe in the spirit of the American people, then they'll be fine. And while I'm sure it's possible that that was the actual sentiment expressed by the constructors of the building, in addition to greed, which is also expressed by them in the show, it's also hilarious. It's so hilariously fucking wrong that it's why would we sympathize with that when it's clearly not what's going to save the Depression? And it's a huge theme of the show is leaving something behind, your legacy. A character dies, He's a worker on the construction building. I'm spoiling it for you, but I don't care because it kind of sucked as a show, and it's also in the first act, so who cares? So like a character dies and he's a worker, but it's kind of still okay because he died leaving a legacy, doing something that his newborn child can be proud of. And also like the humor was very like, you could recognize it as humor, but it wasn't current, you know? Like it didn't feel like it was like fucking alright, so Avengers 1, right? Had some snappy fucking dialogue. The part of it was like people being witty and sort of fast and stuff like that. And I love that kind of humor. And this was very like, I mean, it's hard to have that in like a theater like setting, because in a theater you have to act like so much bigger than I think you do in a movie. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me. But like you gotta go big or go home when you're acting on a stage, because so many people can't fucking see you. But people can usually hear you is the thing. Is so you can have, if everyone's loud, you can still have really fast jokes and be very witty. But this was just like, there's a joke here. Enjoy this joke. Get it? And it was just so, it was like a fucking, it was like going to visit your grandpa, and he's got a joke for you, and he prefaces it with, like, you want to hear a joke? And you're like, alright, yeah. But, like, mentally, that's just me going sort of like, I'm not gonna fucking laugh at this, am I? It's not, you're prefacing it. Like, humor for me is about the unexpected, and nothing is more expected than something when you say, here comes a joke. Like, that's the fucking pinnacle of expecting a joke to happen. So that sucks. I think, and all the jokes in Empire were like that. So if you're like me and you're sort of into musical theater, you don't gotta see Empire. But if you're sort of into musical theater, you should at least look at pictures of Empire, because goddamn, their set was like fucking incredible. It was like, so like on a fucking stage, it was like they took like, oh god, it must have been like 18 like 10 foot by 10 foot cubes almost, and stacked them all up in 3 rows of 6. So it's like 3 high, 6 across. And they could all move in and out, so they had like a multi-level thing that would shift around and shift around and shift around. I guess we're in all the bridges, but they lost that bridge and this one, so it's not all the bridges though, is it? Just want to get to the point where it's all the bridges, Sonia. If you could do that, it would be really convenient, because then I wouldn't have to like go up and around. I might as well do that with Priscilla, but god dang, that's obnoxious. But like the set for Empire was incredible. The actors were pretty good. There was one guy, like one of the main protagonists was just boring. And that's, like, it sounds not like the most damning thing in the world, but in theater it kind of can be, is that he was boring. And he's a fucking, like, one of 2 main characters. And it really sucked because it felt like he had no stage presence. Tim's reviews of shows that you have not seen unless you live very close to Tim Friend. But yeah, I mean, you don't gotta see it. The actors did fine, the set was fine, but the choreography was boring, and the script was, it was perfect for the audience it had, because I saw it in sort of I saw it in a dress rehearsal. It was like the last dress rehearsal they have before showtime, for opening night, I should say. And that, like, they were free tickets because I know someone who works there, and so I got to see it for free. But that meant a lot of people, just because of the place where I live and the people who would go see a free musical about the Empire State Building on a Thursday night, meant that there was a million gajillion old people there, and I mean like 70 plus. And so for them, I think a lot of them had a great time. I had less of a great time, and my friend, who is of an age with me, had a similarly not great time. Also, there's fucking misogyny in it, like, just straight up, like, it's not good. There's some clear overtones of it being like, oh, well, If a man had done this, it would have been better. Or the woman just straight up getting like rescued by an incompetent man, and then she loses her rough exterior to show that she was a softie the whole time, and if only she had someone to love, then she could be a good person. And it's like, fuck, man, just because Jurassic World did it doesn't mean it's good. Take that, Jurassic World. But yeah, I did not like that. I like, it was so, it's not good. It was not written well. So if you wrote that, like if you subscribed to me and you wrote Empire, I'm sorry, it's not your best work. But you're probably not watching fucking Let's Plays on the internet for writing critiques anyway, so take my words with a grain of salt. I didn't like your musical, but I'm hardly a good critic of musicals. So I guess I just like sold out like all the fucking critiques that I just had, just rendered them all invalid. But I mean, maybe you've got similar taste to me. Maybe you're exactly like me. Wouldn't that be interesting? No, I feel like, have you ever wondered, like, what if I had an exact clone of me, like a brother or a sister that was just me? I probably wouldn't get along with them. I don't know. I feel like I have too much anxiety and I'm too self-centered. But yeah. Oh gosh, I've gone way over time. Whoops. Urk takes a lance to the face because he's still got that bolting equipped. We knew he was gonna get attacked because you saw me check the ranges. You keep me honest. But I forgot that Urk had bolting, but that's okay, because that lets Nino get the kill anyway. And she strikes him with lightning, and she strikes him with lightning. So I guess the good thing about Empire is it let me talk through this fucking slowly ferrying everyone over to the correct portion of the stage, which is the bad portion of this stage. But whatever. Oh, I think I got a support conversation there and just missed it. But we'll get to it next time on Tim Friend. Haha, sorry to tease you like that, but I gotta go. Tim Friend.